Hi, and welcome to Crypto Crazy. I'm Cal, and today I'm going to talk to you about HODL or HODL. Now, I saw this coin a few days ago and it has really been shooting up. And yesterday I was about to do a video on it and I thought I'd wait until the morning, and since then it has 3x. So I apologize for not having brought it to you yesterday. It was quite late and I thought I'd wait until the morning, but it has pretty much the fully diluted market cap was around about 80 million and now it's at 250. Now some of that has been burnt, so it is actually smaller. It's about 190, but still quite large. And I'm going to go into details as to what this coin does and why people are finding it quite attractive and are buying into it. Just before I do so, just want to give you a quick notice about Strade Token. This is a project that I do like and one that I am getting involved in terms of making weekly updates as well. So I'll be doing that going forward every Saturday, just give you an update what they're doing. I really like this project as well, and I think with these type of projects, when they're good and they get a bit of traction, that's when they really do go very big. And the same thing happened with HODL actually. If you see here, now this has been listed on the 25th of May. However, before then, this was actually released on the 12th of May and it was getting very little traction. And even here, when you see it when it was listed, the volume you can see is very small. But in the last few days, it has absolutely exploded from where it was, and it can kind of go much higher from here as well. So with Strade Token, I'll add in the details below if you are interested, but then also I'll add in the Telegram and so on. I think it's a very new project. It's something that's doing something quite great. Do have a look at that as well. But let's get into HODL in a bit more detail. So just to let you know, you're able to get that on Pancake Swap with a lot of these new tokens there. It's got a considerable amount of volume, and you do remember to get into the V2 because that's where the new liquidity is. So what does this coin do, and what is a little bit different about it than many of the other coins? It is one of those coins where you can you're automatically rewarded for holding, but what they do is a slight difference is they tax the seller in the same way, but they split it between normal rewarding and also a reward pool. And through that, they buy BNB and they then reward individuals for their holdings as well. So it's very much the same type of auto yielding, but it allows you to earn in a slightly different way as well. And I think that is something that people do like the idea of. So let's just go into the features a little bit. It says you can earn by just holding HODL, and 4% of every transaction is taken and redistributed to HODL holders in BNB. And I think that's quite a novel thing, quite a smart thing, in the sense that generally you get rewarded in the same token, and in this instance you do as well. Like it mentions here, 2%, so 6% is the total amount that's redistributed. 2 is done in HODL tokens, but 4 is put into BNB and then given back, and 4% is added to liquidity. So there's a total of 10% that is taxed, and I think that is the reason why people like this idea. It does look pretty slick. They've also got this other anti-whale mechanism as well, where there's more taxing and there's preventions for very large transactions. So again, it's these type of things that people like the idea of. In terms of building a utility, you're probably not going to see much, but people like ideas. Similar sort of thing happened with SafeMoon. People liked the way that the tokenomics worked, and it grew to be an exceptionally large coin. And I think a similar sort of thing is happening with this as well. So here it mentions the anti-wall mechanism, and again, a good idea, I think, as well. If you try to buy or sell more than 1% of the total supply, it will be rejected. Now that is a very large amount. However, especially for those individuals who get in early, can end up holding a significant amount of a coin, which can have a big impact on price when they are selling or buying. I think in this instance, yes, it is good to have this mechanism, but when they are selling, obviously you can do it in numerous transactions. So if you had 5%, you can do 5% of 1% transactions. And also here it mentions as well, in terms of transferring larger than 1% from one wallet to another, and they charge the B1 BNB again. It's a small amount in comparison with a coin that is worth as much as it is now. So the one BNB is a smaller amount. However, it still adds to that pool that is taxed from them, and as it mentions here, is donated to charities. So it is very much a community coin. They've got a nice little calculator here where it talks about what sort of rewards you would get as well. So if you've got one BNB worth to amount, it tells how much HODL balance that you would get, what your daily rewards would be as well in BNB, and over the space of a year, how much you would get in BNB. Now, that's pretty good, because if you've got one, you're getting more than four for your return. So clearly a significant amount. And I think the other differences as well is when you usually have these liquidity pools or staking in which you can be rewarded in, generally for the more stable larger coins, the rewards are quite small. But in this instance, it's quite clever, because what they're doing is, I think they're converting the HODL into the BNB and then rewarding you in the BNB as well. So that seems to be pretty good. Like I mentioned, the tokenomics, some of it was burnt. 23.6% was burnt. There's a pre-sale and launch 66%. They're going to do 5% of airdrops, and 5% is for the team as well. Something that is a little bit strange, I think, is that liquidity is only locked for 6 months, and that seems that it could have easily been locked for a much longer period of time. It does usually draw confidence into the project, so I don't know if how many people know that this is only for 6 months, and then obviously the team have the ability to do with what they wish to with that liquidity. Now, that it might be that they wish to move that liquidity elsewhere onto maybe centralized exchanges, or another decentralized exchange, should I say. But it seems to be a bit of a different type of approach. Generally, anything that has that sort of short period of time liquidity, most people don't like the look of. So here you can check the audit report liquidity locks as well on the smart contract, which is always good. And in terms of the roadmap, they generally have sort of a standard type of marketing, and later on it mentions here that they're partnering with listing sites, and I imagine that means that they will just try to get listed on these type of sites so you can get more visibility, and also try to get listed onto Bitmart as well. Now, they've used the word partnership. I don't know whether they're going to be doing more than that, but I think it is very much getting listed. And they're talking about NFT launching. So we will deliver NFT with arts come later model. Now, again, not much detail there as well, and it might just be a vision. You know, NFTs are quite popular at the moment, and I think generally, as any sort of coin like this builds, you have more ability to be able to do with it. And then they've got gamification as well. So they've been launching multiple games to utilize and earn tokens, and you can compete with others betting or predicting crypto prices as well. And I think that's quite common nowadays as well. A lot of people do like the prediction markets, and it allows them to do a lot more with that. So there you go. That they've got the team there as well, but haven't gone into much details as to who they are. You can't really see them, can't really click into them either, and see the prices. But that's pretty much HODL. And like I said, in the last few days, it has gone up a considerable amount. It has really shot up, and people are liking this idea. And I think what tends to happen as well, it does tend to get a lot of traction. Like I said, it was going up gradually, and recently it's just gone up. And like I said, in the last 12 hours, it's gone up a significant amount. So it's definitely one that is getting the traction. It's definitely one which could potentially attract listings and so on elsewhere. And I think that once it does get that flow going, it can get to a significant size. And like I was saying at the start, you just never know when a project will just absolutely shoot up, especially when it has good fundamentals or a good idea. It's just about getting the visibility, which is part of the reason why I do like Strade Token, like I mentioned as well. But there you go. That's HODL, or HODL. Hopefully you found that useful, informative. If you have, as always, please do give me a like. Please do consider subscribing. I'll add in the details below. You can have a look at it. They've got white paper and information there as well. They talk about the mechanics of it. So I'll add that in as well. I'll add the links to Strade Token as well, like I mentioned. And if you do like these type of videos, please do consider subscribing. I do try to bring out quite a wide range, anything that adds value that I think will be useful to you as well. So if you do like the sound of that, do consider subscribing. But there you go. That's HODL for today. Hope you found that useful, informative. I've been Cal. This is Crypto Crazy, and I'll see you in the next one.